As oblivious to where I was going as to who I was or wanted to be, my mother, black with brown puckering bags beneath eyes, realized she had something special when a white woman at the welfare office asked her where her daughter attended college. Sarah Lawrence, my mother replied, and the woman's eyes lit up as if she had witnessed the most studied liar. Sarah Lawrence, eh? My mother, only amazed that I went to a school that even white women esteemed, relayed the story to me, said, that must be a good school. For she had signed none of the papers to get me there, contested my attendance for nearly a year, resented my absence from her home, where I was the milk, butter, bills, breadwinner of the family. My mother, who believed dreams are dreamt, cried when my friend Charles drove up to our apartment in his Dodge Neon, trunk wide open, hands reaching for my luggage to drive me to the airport. For she never believed I was leaving until I actually left. I hugged her tightly as if I knew she would fall apart when I departed, and she did. But that moment when my mother realized she had helped to create someone that would make a white woman curl her lips, she learned to give a snarl in an upward pose that only a black woman can give. My mother learned to pronounce Sarah Lawrence well, later distinguishing between the Bronx and Bronxville. She made daily phone calls to the main office of my alma mater to see if they knew anything about her daughter. My mother, who seldom said I love you, mailed me some pink slippers, a muumuu, and 2 nightgowns with the only money she had saved for that month. She wrote my name in bold black permanent marker on the box underneath the name of the college, remembering to spell Sarah with an H. She bolstered the name of my alma mater at every WIC, food stamps, and welfare office appointment. Yes, my daughter goes to Sarah Lawrence College in Bronxville, New York. A statement to remove the furrow from her brow, to assert her Americanness, a testament that she did something good in her life. This is, I guess, a shorter poem, and 2 things. Sometimes I feel like I hold the reader's hand when I write, so I think that this is a poem in which I don't hold the hand too much, like you either catch it or you don't. But this is also a poem before I made these revisions. Like I read it somewhere, and my friend's student was there, and the student told her, like, oh, Ciara writes freaky poems. And I'm like, oh my God. It's called Gender Faded Hair. One more thing. So, like a fade is a hairstyle, like, fades or Caesars. I don't typically wear my hair like this. I typically have like my hair cut down, kind of a boyish cut. So it's kind of playing with blurring gender lines with how you wear your hair. So here we go. Timid, he confesses, I want to unzip your trousers to see if daddy lives down there. We lock tongues and bodies like stash, as if he didn't bite me, bend me, break me when I wore bangs. Never may I, like mama, may I taste the chocolate cake you baked. He gobbles everything, and mama feels good, 'cause boys say it tastes good. I lie flat on my stomach. He pounds me like a bedroom door on a birthday morning. When finished, I ask, did he find father? He stutters, mucus in throat. You look a lot like mother. Then freezes like the first time he saw her pubic hair. Maybe this is childhood trauma. Him collapsing into mommy, searching for daddy and me, a 2-parent home in this one body. And his Papa Rose wheelchair up and down Lenox Ave, a stone so swift cops can't catch him. And he just wants Papa, like when he asked, when you come home with me, I want to unzip your jacket, take off your boots, grip your legs and my arms so I can free you. Father, may I? Mirror rehearsal. Study English like a subordinate. Mix indignation and venerate into sentences that make you appear sagacious. Speak dialect that invites laughter even when there is no joke. Attempt to extinguish torch that casts a shadow of humiliation. Recognize you are the joke. Remove the slave from your speech, Cracker Jack. although each statement will force you onto a new plantation. Then the mirror speaks back. Plantation new onto you forceful state, meaning you will crack, but they will jack speech from slave, remove joke, recognize humiliation of shadow, a cast, sin, undo to attempt, joke, no. Is there scrutiny? Invite that dialect, speak sagacious, appear you, make that sentence indignant, mix subordinate, A+ in English, study. Called Daydreaming of Hammers at the Chicago O'Hare Airport.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Okay. 1. It starts with the Chicago fire. Not quite the 1871 story when the city incinerated, but when I missed my connecting flight to Barbados and you walked away from the check-in desk, took 20 minutes to assist me, only to say, sorry, there are no other flights going to Barbados for the next 3 days. 2. I drove 5 hours nonstop, refusing gas in Martinsville, Indiana, a town 20 minutes from my home, where the KKK first gathered white hooded heads. I drove through farmland manure, past polluted mobile pigsties, just to fly out of O'Hare in the city of my birthright. You preferred me to walk in between terminals with 2 heavy loads of luggage for assistance because you were unclear as to which airline was responsible for issuing my ticket after I told you I had patella tendonitis and plantar fasciitis. I stood before your help desk, tilting my feet to their sides in the shape of a bow to prevent the burning sensation in my heels. 3. When I said that I really needed you to be less nonchalant, you looked at me nonchalantly and said, okay, but what can I do? I thought maybe you could be human enough to fight for me another flight, or at least smack your lips in protest at the system being jacked up. I'm actually going to stop saying the numbers. It's not working for me as I read. So I'm sure after working long hours, you go home to a back porch or bathroom to smoke tobacco, clearing the air with some tropical Febreze freshener, the smell of palm trees I was supposed to touch in Barbados. I consider the paradox of working at an airport and being unable to fly. You, a woman, brown like and unlike me, but I come from a lineage that hasn't seen the ocean since the transatlantic slave trade. I assume any enraged move I can make would mark me as typical, so I imagine my body lunging over the baggage weight counter. I, a cracked fire hydrant, rushing, your throat in the clench of my palms. I'm dancing with hammers. Suitcases spring from the mothering of my arms. I'm striking you like a thunder breeze. Smile, I try to train myself. The godliest way to fight the urge is to smile. But I want luggage the weight of bricks to fly into your chest. I want the hammer too. I want to beat your body like you're metal and I the blacksmith. Your skull is too delicate though. I'm too tender to hear it crack. Your kneecap's too low to snap, but the hammer still strikes. Not a sweat bead on my forehead for this battle. I swallow you like the Chicago River, teach you that busted fire hydrants are for more than play. I wet your hair till it's the frizzy shame your mother warned you against. But I really wanted to go to Barbados. But if I were to leap from this dream, I would likely be handcuffed by airport security. So with a twisted knee and a burning heel, I limped to the other terminal and suggested driving back to Indianapolis to catch my flight. The only option I had, and so I did. I drove 4 hours back homeward at 1 a.m., only for the check-in desk rep to ignore my concerns and tag my bags for Toronto instead of my final destination. So I get to the Toronto airport, and just as I'm about to board the plane, I'm told that I can't, and chances are slim that I can get to Barbados. So here we are once again. I am angry and feeling forced to not feel. But I curse as if the Canadians can feel the same intensity of my swear words. I curse with a deadened gaze as if no one sees me, but everyone can feel the rage of a ghost that will haunt their footsteps with permanence. And I still try to make a damn way to take flight. Thank you.